Hey guys! This was the most requested Halloween tutorial and the most requested doll tutorial, so I really hope you'll enjoy. Today we'll be making Coraline. Begin by making a sketch in the size you want your doll, and then make an armature the same way as in my corpse bride tutorial. I then mixed a pale skin tone and started sculpting the face. As in my other doll tutorials, I'm using dotting tools, ball tools, silicone tools and needle tools. And the base I'm using is a ceramic base I made myself. There is something I just want to quickly address. A couple of days ago I received a comment saying something like, please make more doll tutorials, I'm dying to see them, which is good, but then also I've already downloaded the rest of them. I'm not going to explain how little respect I have for something like that, and I'm just going to hope and assume that the person who wrote this wasn't aware of how much something like that is hurting the person who made the video. Every time you download a video off YouTube or re-upload it to another YouTube channel, you're stealing from the person who spent hours or days making that tutorial that you could watch for free on YouTube. Every time you download a video from YouTube, you're destroying tiny parts of this entire video sharing community. So if you enjoy videos on YouTube, if you like the tutorials and you want people to keep posting them, please support and pay respect to the person who made them by watching them on their YouTube channel. Comments like that is part of the reason why I sometimes consider charging money for some of the tutorials I make, and I really would rather not. So please support by watching the videos on the original channels. Anyway, so when sculpting Coraline, the things you kind of have to focus on is that her nose, chin and mouth are all offset to one side, which is her left side, and the right side when you're looking at her. Also, the side that is to your left when looking at her is slightly longer from below the eye and down to the jawline than the right side. If you haven't seen my other character doll tutorials, I will be listing all of them in the info box. Before adding the bottom lip and the final details around the eyes, I did pre-bake the face, and before pre-baking I also cut away some of the clay from where I wanted the neck to rest. I then pre-baked the head again, added clay to the back of the head and put a needle tool through it, then made the ears, attached those and baked again. For the hands, I figured I'd show you a different method than what I usually do in case you don't like that method. If you want to see how I normally do it, just check out my Pocahontas tutorial, but for this you want to roll out a sheet of clay, sketch and cut out the hand, then smooth out the clay. add some details, shape it however you want, and bake. After baking, I wrapped some clay around Coraline's arm, then attached the hand and baked again. I also added liquid clay to strengthen it. After baking, I just added some clay to the other side to round it off and make it look neat, and then you're done. I then made a simple pair of boots. I first made the basic shape of the shoe, then pre-baked, and after pre-baking I added a strip of clay, which is going to be, I guess, the shaft, if you call that, of the boot. If you want, you can definitely sculpt more of the details. I chose to just keep it really simple and added those using acrylic paint later. Once baked, you can start adding details using acrylic paint. I then sealed with a matte glaze, let that dry, and started working on the hair. For the hair I used blue viscose and I glued this on using Aleene's tacky glue. I was actually going to dye some hair myself the same way as in my Merida tutorial, but the blue dye I ordered hasn't arrived yet. Luckily I had ordered some blonde viscose hair from eBay, and the seller mixed up a few orders and sent me this dark blue hair and a couple of other colors by mistake. So I decided to just pay for that because the blue color is actually the perfect color for Coraline. I then added acrylic paint in a couple of dark blue shades to the hair, which is going to act both like a hairspray, it's going to add more texture, and it's going to add more dimension because the hair doesn't have just one color. I also brushed on tacky glue, which again is just going to act like a hairspray. To make her outfit, I first made a simple pair of black pants from 2 rectangles of fabric. I'm not sure if she actually has black pants or if they're dark blue, but I really just didn't want any more blue on her, so I chose black. For the raincoat, I wasn't really able to find any good fabric, so instead I am just using a yellow rubber glove. And the glue I'm using for this is Hypo Cement because it dries fast and works well for this material. For the small hoodie strings, I first cut 2 holes in the coat, then took some embroidery floss and glued that in place. Lastly, you just want to make her dragonfly hair clip, bake it, paint it, glue it in place, and you're done. I also painted her nails because I had completely forgotten about that part. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.